My beloved child, pause for a moment, because something subtle, something almost invisible, has been quietly waiting for your attention. Not outside, not far away, but in a place you visit every single day without thinking. And today, for a reason you cannot yet explain, your awareness is being gently guided back there, not with urgency, not with fear, but with a quiet knowing that something important is ready to be seen, and you might feel it already. That slight shift in your chest, that soft curiosity pulling you in, as if this moment was not random at all, as if you were meant to hear this now and not before, because you are ready in a way you were not yesterday, and that changes everything. Don't skip, stay with this feeling, because something important is waiting for you. Something that has been forming silently behind the scenes, not in chaos, but in alignment, not to shock you, but to awaken a deeper awareness within you. And the strange part is, it was always there, always within reach, yet somehow unseen until now. There's a quiet detail you may have overlooked, something so ordinary that your mind never stopped to question it, and yet it has been holding a reflection of your inner state, not in words, not in obvious signs, but in subtle patterns, in the way things appear, in the way your eyes move past them without noticing. Have you ever wondered why certain spaces feel different at different times, even when nothing seems to have changed? Why sometimes you walk in and feel nothing, and other times there is a pause, a stillness, as if the air itself is holding a message. This is not coincidence, and this is where your awareness begins to sharpen, because what you are about to understand is not about the place itself, but about what it has been quietly mirroring back to you all along. And now, for the first time, you are beginning to see it. Something shifted recently, not loudly, not dramatically, but in a way only your deeper self could recognize, a change in your energy, a release of something you had been carrying for longer than you realized. And when that shift happened, it created space, space for clarity, space for truth, space for things that were hidden to gently rise into your awareness. And that is why this moment feels different, because it is not about discovering something new. It is about finally noticing what has been present, waiting for you to be ready, waiting for your attention to slow down, waiting for you to look not with your eyes alone, but with awareness. And now that awareness is opening, look closer, not physically, but inwardly. What do you feel when you think about that space? Is it just a place, or does it hold a quiet memory, a reflection of your routine, your thoughts, your silent moments? Because that is where the truth begins to unfold, not in dramatic revelations, but in the gentle realization that the ordinary has always been speaking to you in ways you were not ready to hear until now. And as this understanding deepens, you may begin to notice something surprising, not outside of you, but within. A shift in perception, a clarity that was not there before. And suddenly, what once felt ordinary begins to feel meaningful, intentional, almost as if it was placed there not by chance but by alignment. And here is where it becomes even more interesting because what you are sensing is not about an object or a hidden thing in the physical sense. It is about a realization, one that has been forming quietly within you, waiting for the right moment to surface, and that moment is now. You are not being shown something to surprise you, you are being shown something to remind you of how deeply connected you are to your own awareness, how even the smallest details in your life can carry meaning when you are present enough to notice them. And this realization, this quiet awakening, is only the beginning. Stay till the end because something deeper is unfolding, something that will change the way you see even the most ordinary parts of your life in ways you cannot yet fully understand, but you will very soon. And when you do, you will realize this was never just about a place, it was about you and what you are finally ready to see. There's a moment, almost impossible to predict, when something inside you becomes still enough to finally notice what was always speaking in silence. And that moment is beginning to unfold right now, not outside of, but within the quiet space of your awareness. Because what you thought was ordinary, what you passed by without a second glance, is starting to reveal a deeper layer, one that does not shout for attention but waits patiently until you are ready to truly see. And the truth is, you have stepped into that readiness without even realizing it. Something in you has slowed down, softened, opened, and now the same place you once ignored feels slightly different, almost as if it has been waiting for this exact version of you to arrive. Think about it. How many times have you walked into that space without feeling anything at all, just moving through it as part of your routine, unaware that your presence itself was leaving an imprint, that your thoughts, your emotions, your unspoken moments were quietly being reflected back to you in ways too subtle to catch before. But now something is shifting, and you may begin to sense it not as a clear answer but as a gentle pull, a curiosity that feels deeper than usual, almost like a quiet whisper asking you to pause, to observe, to feel, because what is about to be revealed is not something separate from you. It is something connected to the version of you that has been evolving, growing, becoming more aware, even when you didn't notice it happening. And here is where it becomes even more profound Because the hidden thing is not hidden in the way you once imagined. It is not concealed behind something. It is not waiting to be discovered like a secret object. It has been in plain sight, but only visible through a certain level of awareness, a certain depth of presence, and that is why you couldn't see it before, not because it wasn't there, but because your focus was elsewhere. Your energy was scattered. Your mind was moving too quickly to notice the quiet reflections around you. But now something has aligned. Something within you has become still enough to receive. And suddenly, the same space begins to feel different, more meaningful, more alive, as if it is holding a message that is finally ready to be understood. Pause here for a second. What if this is not about finding something new, but about recognizing something familiar in a completely different way? What if the shift is not in the space, but in you, in your perception, in your ability to see beyond the surface? Because that is where the true revelation begins, not in what is physically there, but in what it represents, in the quiet patterns, the unnoticed details, the subtle energy that reflects your inner state back to you. And once you begin to see it, you cannot unsee it. It becomes part of your awareness, part of your understanding, part of the way you move through your life from this moment forward. Don't skip this feeling, stay with it, because something important is waiting for you just beneath the surface of this realization. Something that connects the outer world to your inner experience in a way that feels almost surreal, almost like everything has been quietly aligned for this exact moment of understanding. And as this awareness deepens, you may start to notice how even the smallest things begin to carry meaning, how nothing feels truly random anymore, how there is a quiet connection between what you feel and what you see, and this is where everything begins to change, not all at once, but in a slow,